What's shaking rookie camp? Another week, another loss for Tony and JP. What busta ass niggas. I know Samantha drafted Tony's team for him, but what's the deal with JP? Same sorry story as last season, I suppose. Score high and lose. Luckily, his brothers redeemed themselves as Van upset Rich and Jason was a perfect 5-0 in this week's predictions.
Yes, well, I think we should start with Diddy's Pimp Dogs. They put on a jolly good show and broke the 1-week-old scoring record by 12 points, defeating the Silent Knights 156-113. And Quinn Bolden was the fantasy stud of the week, scoring 36 points, despite Jason saying that Bolden would have, and I quote, an average fantasy week. Well, I guess 36 points was a somewhat average total for Dan this week, but no wide receiver has had a better game this season. Oh well, stick to predicting games only. The new number 1 ranked Dogs also got 52 points combined from running backs Mendenhall and Johnson. Those 3 players combined would have beaten the Tar Babes all by themselves. 6 players in double figures and 3 scoring over 24 is quite impressive. I sure hope you were gentle as you screwed Justin out of the scoring record.
This had to be Diddy's favorite week ever. F that father mucker. JP was robbed, again scoring over 100 and losing. Maybe it's those bust-ass 49ers who are holding this team back. For reals, yo. Austin Collie led the team with 33 points and Michael Turner scored 22. That white boy is tearing shit up this season. No worry though, he's a sucker. Another game over 100 and another loss. When is yo ass gonna start to realize that you can't draft your favorite team? Unless your favorite team is the Steelers, son. Yo Scott, Steelers are 3-0 bitch. What is Cleveland's record again? Oh yeah, the Browns and the Knights are both 0-3.
J. Real's prediction said, and I quote, on paper there is no way Rich loses to Van's Mod Podge roster, but the games are not played on paper and Cutler is dreamy as Rich not knowing what the hell happened 2 weeks in a row. Well, Van has been making moves every week and his record shows it. Jay Cutler is dreamy. I love saying that. Upset number 1 ranked Rich knows thanks to Aaron Rodgers scoring 25 points on Monday Night Football. The team was led by outstanding wideout Brandon Marshall's 26 points. Thomas Jones stole carries from a more talented Jamal Charles and scored 15 points while Louis Murphy also chipped in 15. Too bad Peyton Hillis sat on the bench with 27 or this would have been a rather nice beatdown.
Rich has assembled the team he wanted and Peterson busted a cap and up in the Lions' asses scoring 35 to lead the way. Drew Brees was alright with 25 but that is where the scoring stopped. 60 points from 2 players and 31 from the other 7. Tough week I guess. Andre Johnson was whining like a little bitch about his ankle hurting. He cried all the way to 6 points, which was well short of his projected 22 points. I don't know nothing about no math, but thoughts a lot. The stud Javid Best came back down to earth, adding a huge 3 points and Mike Sims Walker also came back to earth with 3. Tough week ahead big dog. You got yourself some injuries and bye weeks to deal with. Did anyone else notice how short the rankings were this week after a second straight loss? Rich is also giving up a lot of ground as the scoring leader.
The 4th-ranked Shuffle rolled to a 120-86 victory over the shitty last-place Round Rock Crackers thanks to the efforts of ex-dog killer Michael Vick. This week he was slaying Jaguars, scoring 32 points with 291 yards passing and 4 touchdowns. Antonio Gates scored 20 and the Steelers' defense scored 18 as they continued their seasonal dominance. Arian Foster rushed for 107 yards and Malcolm Floyd missed 100 yards receiving by just 3 yards, but also scored a touchdown. So far this season the Shuffle are averaging 108 points per contest and they are one of 3 teams to have scored over 300 points so far.
Well folks, Tony has done it again, and it doesn't feel good. How many of you got that old high school reference? Anyways, the Crackers were led by Darren McFadden's 21 points. He has been solid this season with games of 20 and 18 and 21. Roddy White has also been solid for Tony, scoring 12 this week and double figures every game so far. Tony Gonzalez scored 21 points with his first breakout game of the season. Crack-ass Brett Favre sucked, again, as did MJD. Both players have since been dealt with due to trades. Look for Tom Brady, Matt Forte and Santonio Holmes to help this team bounce back the next few weeks.
JP, do you see what Tony did this week? He noticed a very flawed area of his roster and corrected it. Could there be a position on your team that has really held you back this season? Who?
I think this is the year that Mofo Scott misses the playoffs. Too much going on this season for him to be any good at this. The Monkeys fell to Northern Cal by the score of 109-92. Peyton Manning continues his run as the top scoring player with 29 points, while New York's Steve Smith and the Cowboys' defense each scored 14. Carolina's Steve Smith scored just 2 and Tim Hightower managed just 4. Scott falls to 2-1, but things aren't looking good for him in Week 4.
Northern Cal improved to 2-1 behind the scoring efforts of Dustin Keller's 21 points, Cedric Benson's 20 points and Frank Gore's 18. Keller is looking more and more like Mark Sanchez's favorite target, at least until Santonio Holmes gets off suspension. Cedric Benson finally scored double figures, but was injured in the game. Frank Gore did his damage through the air, catching 9 balls for over 100 yards and a touchdown. Cole faces a tough test this week against the number 1 Pimp Doors.
Okay, I have to get this crap off my chest. How is the team from Compton losing to a bunch of white guys? And this week was mad embarrassing, yo. 77 points. How you gonna have Macklin on the bench when Vic is slinging the ball all over the field with ease? Oko Cinco is on the Bengals, man. Carson Palmer is his quarterback and he is sucking. You do realize that Macklin's slip cost yo ass the game, right? If this were ESPN, your whole team would be one big come-on-man segment. Tom Brady scored 22 points to lead your team and you shipped his ass off like some runaway slave. Deshaun Jackson scored over 20 points for the second week in a row and Ray Rice sucked for the third week in a row. Hopefully the trades you made help set this sheet straight because yo ass is going down with a quickness dog.
Elway or the Highway improved to 3-0 and is the only undefeated team left. While I do not believe in this team's ability to win, having faced the lowest scores in the league each week, I cannot argue the fact that last season, Elway gave up a ton of points and started last season 0-3. Maybe this year is just the football gods making things right. Philip Rivers scored 29 to lead the team, throwing for 455 yards in a loss. Wide receiver Randy Moss caught just 2 balls but both went for touchdowns and 16 points. I think Jason would take 2 catches for Moss every week if they both go for touchdowns. Story of the week has to be Ladainian Tomlinson. Given up on his San Diego, he has now beat out the younger and faster Sean Green for the starting job in New York. Tomlinson put up 14 points and scored his first touchdown of the season. Good for him. Well, that's it for this week's recap. Good luck next week to everyone except Jay Cutler is dreamy. He's going down. Peace out till next week.